Assalamu alaikum ji. Hello everyone. My name is Mohammad Haris Amin and I'm official representative at NC Solicitors. Now this video is going to be very important because of 2 points. Point number 1 is that recently we have shared the news that Australia is going to start the pilot programs. They will start in July or August, and international students, some of the international students will start traveling to Australia. But majority of the students will go to Australia by 2022. What I'm trying to say is that the proper lockdown, international lockdown, the borders will open by 2022. That was point number 1. Point number 2, is there any possibility that borders can open in 2021? That we are going to discuss later in this video. And is there any new criticism, or is there any criticism that is coming from inside the government on Australian government, on Prime Minister Scott Morrison, or not? We are going to discuss that now in detail in this video. So kindly do watch the full video and subscribe to our channel, and so that you can get the latest information regarding Australia and other countries. And do watch the full video. I'm going to discuss these points, and these are very important points, and hopefully by the end of this video you will be quite happy. Recently we shared the news that Australia is getting the pressure now. They are being criticized. The government is being basically criticized for not opening up the borders as soon as possible, and there different statements came in. But now the pressure is through the roof now, because now the MPs of the government, they are making the statements, the states premiers are making the statements, different businesses heads are making the statement, and criticism and comments are everywhere now in Australia. The issue that became was that tennis players were coming in, and the cricketers who were coming in, but no international students for traveling basically. And the point was that if they can travel, then why not we can bring some international students back to Australia. Now recently the comment that made the news was of Virgin Airlines CEO statement, right, in which she said that Australia should open its borders ASAP, even if it means that some people have to die. Now on the front, this statement seems quite brutal, but the background of the statement is that she believes that Australia can't be left behind. Economy is getting the hit, businesses are getting the hit, so we have to open up the borders as soon as possible. And COVID-19, according to her, COVID-19 will not put people into hospitals, because vaccine is being rolled out, right? People are getting the vaccines. Most of the people are getting the vaccines. The main point is, so we can open up the borders. Even if some people or infected people are coming in, Australia can manage. And according to her, in the past there have been different kind of viruses that have came and gone, and we all know about it. And Australia has survived those viruses. But what Australia can't afford is to close the borders. You can't live in isolation. Australia has to open up its borders so that businesses can work and they can earn money and they can move forward with it, right? Now after her statement, the Virgin Airline has backed her statement, and they have issued a statement that Australia should open up its borders ASAP, and they should learn to live with the viruses. The CEO also said that we have been not exposed to this virus like the rest of the world. Now this is a very key, it's a very major point. The rest of the world is tackling with COVID-19 virus in a very different way, in a, you can say, in a unique way as well. For example, in Pakistan, if the cases are on the rise, right, then the lockdown is in place in particular cities, particular areas, but normally the businesses are working. Australia is in complete shutdown right now. They are not being exposed. According to her, they have to bring back the normality at the borders in the country especially, and they have to let COVID-19 come in the community, so they can tackle with it. They have world-class hospitals, they have world-class health check system, they can manage, especially after the vaccine has been rolled out. That is basically the background, the statement that she has made. That was the main background. She doesn't mean at all that people should die. The point was that Australia can manage. What Australia can't manage is to close the borders forever. They can't live in isolation. That was the main point, right? Now the Victoria Chief Health Officer Brett Sutton, he said that the country cannot live like a fortress. A fortress is basically that you are living in isolation. You can't do that. March 20, that peaked, COVID-19 peaked. After that, Australia has been closed is more than a year. Everybody has a tipping point. Every business, a particular sector can manage or can afford a loss up to a particular extent. They can't just, the government can't expect a particular sector or the business that they can go on forever. They're losing money. It's not going to happen, right? And the Victoria State acting premier, he also said that we can make amendments, we can change the situation as far as border opening is concerned once the vaccine has been rolled out to the most of the people. When it's rolled out, then we can make amendments as well, right? New South Wales premier, she is saying that she is dying to open up the borders. The reason is that New South Wales, that is basically a state in Australia, that is losing $1.5 billion per month. $1.5 billion. We have been persistent in saying that a country, a particular economy like Australia, that they cannot afford to shut down the borders and keep on losing money. We used to say, and we still say, that the education sector is a $40 billion industry. So if you are shutting down these industries, there's no inflow of cash, then it's not possible for an economy or for a business to run like this. New South Wales is losing $1.5 billion. That's a big money. And like I say, that if they are not losing money, they're bleeding money. That's a big amount of money, right? And that is not all. After that, the Federal Liberal Party MPs, the names are Dave Sharma, Tim Wilson and Jason Falinski. They have also said that borders should open before 2022. Once the vaccine has been rolled out to most of the people, Australia can afford to open up the borders to the international community. Right? And this statement actually made the news because somehow it was, you can say, eye-catchy. But before that, Qantas Airline has also made the statement. They have also said that Australia needs to open up the borders so that companies can work, businesses can work. We cannot live in isolation. We are losing money. Now the big sectors are raising their voices. They are saying that they are losing money. They are in big trouble now basically, and it's a sign of a business going down, right? Because last year when the COVID came in, the situation was tough, but there were no such statements. But now different sectors, different states, the premiers are making the statement that we need to open up the borders, and it is quite possible that Australia will open up the borders as soon as possible, and it is quite expected that borders will be opened by 2021, by the end of 2021. It is quite possible because the pressure is growing now. Right now, I'm making the video, today is 22nd of May. We still have time in this year, right? And it is quite possible that Australia may listen to the voices of the different businesses and the different people and the different sectors, and they might open up the borders this year as well. So be hopeful. And I'd like to stress on a point that the purpose of making these videos is not to ask you guys to apply for admissions or to file your visa. The purpose of this YouTube channel is to give you the latest information with reference points. Right? Like now I'm making this video, I'll share this with you on YouTube. I will share the links as well in the description, that from where I have taken this information, what is the source of my information. That is the only purpose. We are trying to give you the latest information, the correct factual information, so that it becomes easy for you, so that you can make your decisions. And finally, I would like to make the point that everybody is asking on every video, no matter what the topic is, all of the students are asking that when Australia is going to open up its borders, right? So now after this video clearly shows that the pressure is getting to the Australian government. Now everybody is now screaming, the businesses are screaming that kindly open up the borders as soon as possible. So it is quite possible. Recently, we also shared the news that the pilot programs are in working. New South Wales has made the plan of 600 students, and this is just going to be a start. After that, more students will come. So the pilot programs, the exemption programs, as we call it, they are going to start in the July or August, but borders will fully open. Up till now, the news is that they will fully open by 2022. But if this pressure keeps on rising, if this pressure gets to the government, it is quite possible, there is a possibility on the basis of these facts that Australia can open its borders by 2021 as well. So please be hopeful, hope for the best, and pray as much as you can, and kindly do subscribe our channel, get the latest information regarding Australia and other countries, and hopefully inshallah everything will be soon fine soon, inshallah. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for liking our videos, for watching our videos. You are a great support to us, and inshallah we will keep on making these videos, factual videos, for you guys in the future as well. Thank you very much for your time. Take care. Allah Hafiz.